friends, welcome back to my channel, My Maple Family. So friends, here I am with another new and latest topic which is related to the cue card of the speaking test, and this has come recently in 2021 exam only. So this is going to be really helpful for you. This is not just important for the people who are planning to take their IELTS exam. This can be really helpful if you just want to enhance your vocabulary related to job, related to the job profiles. If you feel that anybody else would need the videos, do not forget to share with them. Also, I share free English tips specifically about IELTS on my Instagram handle, which is IELTS_Maple Family. If you want to follow me on Instagram, please go and check out my page. Okay, so let's start today's video by just knowing what cue cards are. If you are already aware, if you watch my previous videos, you would get to know what cue cards basically are. So a cue card topic is given in each and every speaking test when you go for your IELTS exam, and that is the second part of your speaking test. First part is your introductory part where some general questions are asked from you, but the most important part of your speaking test is the cue card topic. So here I am sharing with you a latest cue card topic, which is why I have named it cue card topic 4 is because I have already discussed 3 cue card topics. You can go and check out my previous videos for that. I can share the links also below. Okay, so the first topic, I always tell you that you just get 1 minute to think about it. So you should read the question very carefully. Also, the examiner is going to speak this topic for you. So you have to pay attention and listen to the topic carefully. Else you can read it as many times as you want, but you will just get 1 minute to do that. So here is the topic for you. Cue card topic 4. A job you would not like to do in the future. You should say what that job would be. Why don't you want to do this job? How do you feel about this job? Explain what would you like to do instead. Okay, so as I always tell you that you should write some specific words on a piece of paper which would be provided to you during your IELTS speaking test. Due to the pandemic, they are suggesting you to take your own pencils along even during the speaking test, pencil or pen, whatever you like, right? So you should take your pen or pencil even during your speaking test. Earlier, they used to provide you a pencil themselves, but now they are not doing because of the pandemic, right? So if you take your pencil and pen along with you, they'll provide you with a white sheet where you need to write some specific cue words or topics there on the sheet, so that while you are speaking, you do not have to think about what you had to say, but you can just take a glance on the paper and think of the words that you have mentioned there, so that you do not break your flow while speaking. I hope this is very much clear, because you are being marked for your fluency in your speaking test. Right, friends? So, as I always tell my students, that you should first read the question carefully and then think of some best possible words from the question that you can write on the paper, so that while you are speaking, you can just look at them and continue speaking on the same topics. This will also help you in not forgetting what the question was all about, because many a times when we are speaking, we tend to forget that what all questions were there and how to go about it, right? So here, as I have put some words in red, as you can see, like a job you would not like to do. So first of all, if you're not listening to the examiner carefully, or if you're not reading the question again thoroughly, then there's a possibility that you might just miss out on this word not. The question is all about a job which you would not want to do, right? And not about a job which you want to do. So please understand the difference first and then start speaking. They are also explaining that what you should exactly say. So think about it for a minute and then start talking about it. What the job would be, why don't you want to do this job, how do you feel about this job, explain what would you like to do instead. So the question is not very difficult, but yes, it might be something new to you, because most of us go prepared for the test thinking that they will ask you about a job you would like to do. But here, just by adding this not, they have changed the scenario completely. But friends, one thing remains same. Whether I talk about the job I want to do, or if I talk about a job I don't want to do, what is common in both the scenarios is the word job. So when I am talking about a job, the vocabulary would remain quite similar, right? Whether you want to do it or you do not want to do it, the vocabulary remains quite similar. So here I am presenting to you, the related vocabulary which will be appropriate in any of the Q card questions which come under the category of your job. So it is very important to understand why I am sharing only vocabulary words here and I am not giving you the thoughts, because the examiners are quite smart. They understand if you are repeating the thought, if you are mugging up a thought, if you are just learning a thought and going, and by chance the same question comes and you just vomit out what you had learned, the examiner would get to know that you have mugged up the answer. I don't want you to do that, because there are no marks for a mugged up answer or a learned answer, right? So you should share your own words and experiences, but what would help you greatly while the speaking test is going on is the vocabulary. That's the reason I am sharing the vocabulary, so that if you just remember a few words, some good words related to a particular topic, then it is going to greatly help you to come up with your own idea and be very much expressive while using good vocabulary words, right? So this is very important to know good vocabulary, and if you know vocabulary related to the job, so any question falling in this category you will be able to answer with good vocabulary words. So this is going to be greatly helpful, right? So let's move ahead and talk about our vocabulary vibes. Okay, so the first word that I bring to you is plethora. Listen to the word carefully. Plethora. When I want to say that first thing, like if I relate it to the question, I can simply tell you that the question asks me about jobs. So I can say that there are a plethora of jobs available in the market. What does it mean? It means there are so many jobs in the market. But instead of saying a simple word like so many jobs, I am using a better word here, which is plethora. Right? So you can revolve your idea around this vocabulary word and start introducing your topic with a new word, that is plethora. Next, you can also say that there is no dearth of jobs in the market. Now what is this? What is the meaning of dearth? The word is dearth. Dearth means scarcity or lack of something. So there is no dearth of jobs in the market means that there are so many jobs in the market. There is no, what should I say in simple language, that there are many jobs in the market. There is no limitation. Yes, the right word would be limitations, or limitations to the jobs in the market. But I would not prefer to do this and this job, right? So you can use both the words. Plethora comes in a positive term, that is a large or excessive amount of something, and dearth is the antonym sort of a word which says a scarcity or lack of something, right? So you can use both the words in the way I just explained to you. Plethora is, there is a plethora of jobs in the market. There is no dearth of jobs in the market, right? Next word could be like you would obviously be explaining about what kind of job you do not want to do. So here is a suggestion, but you can choose whatever you think appropriate during the exam. My suggestion, like if I would be in your place, I would say I would not want to do a corporate job. I would not want to do a job in a multinational company, or I do not want to join a private organization, right? So these are some of the words that you can use. But why I do not want to do it is because they are very tiresome. This word is quite common and is commonly used. So the better word to use here is tiresome or wearisome or laborious, right? So all these three words on the screen that you can see on in yellow have the same meaning, but these are the synonyms. So you can use any of these words instead of using just tiresome. You can say that the jobs offered by the corporate sector are wearisome. That means they make you very tired or are boring or are monotonous. And you can say laborious. That means, you know, they make you do a lot of work like a slave and you just get tired and bored of doing the same job for so long, right? So these three words can be used to express why you do not want to do the corporate job. Next could be, you can explain further that there is no job satisfaction. Now, what is the other way to use this word? Job satisfaction means that you are not satisfied after doing this job. Why you are not satisfied? That you can explain later. But what sort of words can you use for explaining job satisfaction is that you are not content with the job. That means it does not give you a fulfilling feeling, right? You're not content, you do not feel that your creativity is being used, right? So there is no contentment. So these words come from content only, but I have written it on your screen to make you understand that how you can use the same word in different ways, right? So you can say content or contentment or contented, right? The past form of content is contented. So you can explain that there is no contentment in doing the corporate job because it is so monotonous, right? And they do not give you any exposure, or there is no exposure to your creativity. So the job satisfaction isn't there. Okay, moving ahead further is, this is a very good phrase to use, which says cut and dried. Now, what does it mean? It means completely settled, routine, or boring. So, when you want to say that, the job profile is cut and dried, it means that all the job profile, the role, the responsibilities are very cut and dried. You know what you have to do every day, the same task: open your laptop, make a presentation, give a presentation, similar to that. So there is no way of showing your creativity, or there is no exposure to something new. So if you want to express it in this way, this phrase is really new, and uh, which is very good to use while you are talking, is cut and dried. So an example to this is, like, you can say the roles and duties in an MNC are fairly cut and dried. That means they are boring, or they are monotonous, or they are just like a routine. Hence the job offers nothing exciting. So there's nothing exciting about the job, right? So this is a phrase you can use in other other ways in your day-to-day life as well. Okay, moving to the next one is, you can say that there is no job security. Why do we say that? Because nowadays in pandemic we have seen that many of us have lost our jobs. So you can say that there is no job security in a private job. If I go in for a private job, so I don't want to do it. And the another word that is very good word that you can use here is redundant. I'm saying the word again, redundant. Now, what is the meaning of redundant? Is a person or an employee no longer employed because there is no more work available. So what could be a suitable example for that is, many employees were made redundant during this pandemic. What does it mean? Many employees lost their job, but the companies thought that they are of no use to the company any further. Hence, they had to, you know, fire the employees. So the correct sentence structure would be, many employees were made redundant during this pandemic. I don't expect you to learn the examples and say, but I have, given some examples to understand the meaning as well as how to use the specific word. Friends, what happens many a times, we learn a new vocabulary word, but we don't know in what context we are supposed to use it. That is why I am bringing in the cue card topics and related vocabulary words, because if you just generally learn up some new vocabulary words and tend to use it in your English speaking, then it might be out of context, and if you're doing that, then your band score is going down instead of coming up. You may think that I have used this word redundant, but I did not get a good band score. Why? Because you might have used it in a wrong context. You might have used it for your daily life, whereas it is not suitable for that. Okay, so there all the vocabulary words are used in a specific context. So please, when I'm giving you the vocabulary words, I'm trying to relate it to the cue card topics, so that when you learn these topics, you know where and when to use it, right? Okay, so thanks for watching my video. If you like the video even a bit, do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It really motivates me. Also follow me on Instagram if you like my videos. I'll be soon coming up with new cue card topics and new related vocabulary words. Thanks for watching. Bye.